The original Houw Hoek Pass was built shortly after Sir Lowry's Pass was completed in 1833. The distance between the two passes is approximately 25 kilometers and covers some beautiful mountainous terrain. This middle section was known as Cole's Pass, so named after the very same Sir Lowry Cole. The name Houw Hoek translates into hold corner and is derived from the need to hold back or slow down the ox wagons whilst negotiating the steep descent down the pass. The original pass lies a little further to the east and has a lot of history attached to it, and there's a separate page dedicated to the old Houw Hoek Pass elsewhere on this website, which makes for enlightening and entertaining reading. The old pass can still be driven today. Travelling eastwards, the new pass starts just after the Houw Hoek Country Inn and ascends at a fairly gentle gradient of 1 in 28 towards the summit of 336 meters, and then commences a much steeper descent at a gradient of 1 in 18 over a 4-lane modern highway to terminate near the small farming village of Botrivier. The new 4-lane road is built to modern engineering standards, complete with perfectly banked corners and all the other safety trimmings we've come to expect from our modern road builders. It heads off towards the east and curves through 2 S-curves as it makes its way towards the summit. Near the summit, the road is built through an impressive deep cutting with almost vertical sides. At the 1.9 kilometer point, some distance before the summit, the road splits into 2, with eastbound traffic remaining on the higher northerly side, whilst the westbound traffic ascends a completely different line, which greatly adds to the reduction of head-on collisions. As one exits the cutting, the views open up rapidly from either side of the Bot River Valley and further towards the Babylon's Touring Mountains, with Onrus and the Indian Ocean beyond. The road then curves away towards the left and negotiates the eastern flank of the Houw Hoek Mountains down a long and steep descent. The Houw Hoek Inn, which lies at the eastern end of the pass, is reputed to be the oldest country inn in South Africa. It was here where travellers found food and a place to sleep for the 4-day ox wagon trek from the Overberg to Cape Town. Parts of the inn are still in their original state. Walls of up to 3 foot thick and heavy yellow wood and oak beams bear testimony to the authenticity of this establishment, and the food is still good 200 years later. The views to the right are irresistible as you rapidly lose altitude. The next bend is a big hairpin, and it's very easy to underestimate your speed here as the road curls all the way back into the south-southeast. Large warning signs urge you to reduce your speed to a safe 80 kilometers per hour. Once you've cleared the horseshoe bend and the final small cutting, the road straightens out and then bends finally back into the south-southeast. Immediately after the final left-hand bend, you can take the slip road, which will take you to Bot River or Hermanus and Onrus. Although this feels like the end of the pass, it continues to descend fairly steeply for a further 2 kilometers and officially ends at the crossing of the Onrus River. An interesting aspect of the engineering of this pass is that the road is a dual-level pass with ascending vehicles travelling a good few meters lower than descending vehicles. The distance of the ascent is also a bit longer than the descent. The road has been rebuilt 4 times since the old pass up the Jakkals River ravine was abandoned for a safer route.